Well, how's it going, everybody? This is Gibbix here with a Humble PS4 collection. I can't talk right now. It's been a while since I've done the video where I talk about my PS3 collection, which is right over there. It's at a stalemate right now. I haven't really bought that many games, so it's been 5 years since I made that. So we're just gonna go on to the PS4 now. I don't have that many games on physical. I actually am starting to move on to the digital age, which is kind of sad because as much as I try to get, physical copies of games, just the temptation of getting digital is just starting to get overwhelming. And I guess it's more convenient. It's what's in now, and the future is just gonna turn that way. So I'm gonna be showing some of my digital stuff that I also have. So I'll get the physical stuff out of the way. Anyways, well, let's get started. I haven't had that much time to play games. Sorry, I'm kind of tired, and I haven't really played anything really. So recently, I played Resident Evil 2, which is over here. This is a recent purchase. This was a great game. I absolutely adore what they put into this. This was fantastic for what they have done. The one thing I don't know why they decided to do like the same exact path. I know they did it in Resident Evil 2, the original on the PS1, but I wouldn't mind if they changed it up for like a second run through of what Claire or Leon were doing. Like the first time you play through it, it's phenomenal. It's perfect. It was amazing. I loved everything about this game, especially when you first meet the Tyrant. He changes up everything, but after a while he does get annoying, and you get away from that. And I do appreciate what they did. They wanted to keep you on your toes while you're trying to solve puzzles. Now everything in this game, Resident Evil 2 doesn't play exactly like Resident Evil 2 Classic, which is something I appreciate because, who wants to play tank controls and tight corridors? It's boring doing that. It's outdated. So I'm glad they upped the gameplay and the graphics. Everything about this was amazing. Even some of the chapters they put in there for some characters that aren't mentioned in the main story, which is pretty cool. But overall, second playthrough wasn't as intense, which I would have liked, but it was still fun. But second playthrough probably would have been better, to change things a little bit, because when you play through it the second time, you already know what to expect, and it didn't really surprise me anymore. But brilliant game, and if you're looking for a Resident Evil game, play 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, let's go to the beginning here. This is Battlefront. There's been a lot of things said about Battlefront. It was kind of shitted on for a while, especially with the second one. Did not do so well, and I actually didn't mind this game. It was fun, and the controls were tight, and the sound design in here was amazing. I appreciated everything about this. I didn't buy any DLC. I didn't go for the microtransaction like everyone was complaining about. It was a little grindy, but for the most part, if they had gotten rid of everything and just did it like a regular Battlefront game like the first, then this would have been perfect. And unfortunately, EA just doesn't learn from their mistakes. This had so much potential, and they just, I don't know, just the way that they run their business and what their games are supposed to be, they really ruin it, especially with guys like DICE. They put so much love into this game only to just do what they did with it, and it's really sad what they did. I don't know. There's not many game modes on here that I like. The only one I play is the one where you're running with those walkers, and I'm not sure what it's called, but I played it a lot on the defensive and offensive, and it's pretty fun. But it did get boring, and microtransactions, if you're not into that, then you're not going to get much out of this unless you get the Game of the Year version. Now, Bioshock the collection. You get Bioshock 1, and then 2, and then 3, or Infinite. I don't know, it's Bioshock 3, I guess. This is I already have this on the PS3. I just wanted to play it again. You know, upscaled, slightly better graphics. Really, there's nothing noticeable about that. It looks the same to me. So I just wanted to play it again, just cause If you never played the Bioshock games, this is the best way to do it. Get it on PS4, play through them, be amazed. And since if you have played Bioshock and you're looking for maybe something amazing that'll blow you away, or they changed the graphics, nah, they didn't do that. It's still the same. So I wouldn't recommend it. It gives you all the DLCs and stuff, but even then, that's really not enough. I just love Bioshock. Amazing game. Alright, let's go here. Bloodborne. This is one of the earlier titles I bought for PS4. This game is amazing. This was like the highlight of what the PS4 can really do, and I am so happy that From Software brought out something as beautiful and as terrifying as this game is. And I am so hopeful that they have like a sequel to this, because I love this game. And oddly, one of the featured weapons in here turns out to be one of the best weapons in the game, the saw blade, which if you got the saw blade, invest in it heavily, because it's totally worth it in the long run. Now, some of my gripes in this game is, I know it's not exactly like multiplayer or anything, but the way that you pair up with people is not as smooth as what you do in Dark Souls. You put down a sign, then they go over to that sign and revive you or summon you. But in here, you gotta ring bells, and there's really no way if it's working or not. So you just have to do a lot of guessing in this one. But other than that, this is a great game. Fantastic. It's like a fast-paced version of Dark Souls, and that's what I love about it. Very aggressive playstyle. These games are dusty. Alright. Call of Duty Black Ops 3. This is literally the last Call of Duty I'm ever buying. I skipped a bunch of other Call of Duties, and then I decided to go back in it. You know, maybe this time it's different. Well, somewhat, but it's still the same. A lot of cheap shit going on in this game. Microtransactions, really grindy. It's overwhelming. There's too much shit going on in these games. I don't know. The shotgunning and the weapons, they all play smooth. They're all fantastic. It's just, I don't know if any more Black Ops or Call of Duty games are really going to get my attention anymore. I mean, I play Modern Warfare, the remastered version, more than this. That's telling you something. And the remastered version is just, it still feels so much different than what you get from the originals. They're really going away from what made Call of Duty so much fun, and that's kind of sad. Alright, damn, this camera's really heavy. I gotta switch hands soon. It's only been 8 minutes. Dark Souls Remastered. This was kind of a tricky thing about it. I wasn't sure if I needed to buy it or if it was even worth it. And so far it was, but it wasn't. Some things were fixed. This shouldn't have been fixed, but then some things look better and load faster. But really, there's nothing much different from this version to the original. They seem to have washed out some things and then upscaled some random art in areas, like some of the graphics. It's kind of tricky. I don't know. Some parts look better, some parts don't. The original, I think, looks a little better. This version, I could just say that it loads faster and sharper details, but that's it. There's really nothing extraordinary about this version. But I do have Dark Souls on the PS3, which I loved a lot. You know, there's a lot of cheap shots that you can do to people online, which is amazing. And the online, my controller just disconnected. But if you're looking to play Dark Souls again, or you want to come back to something new, this doesn't really offer much. But if you never played it, recommend it, because, you know, it's modern and there's more people to play online. They kind of revived the online now, because the online for the original is kind of hectic and a lot of hackers. Alright, switching hands. Okay, Dark Souls 3. I'm dropping my games. This was by far the smoothest, crispiest, most delicious looking Dark Souls ever. This had everything and more than you want. It's kind of like Dark Souls original and Bloodborne put together, and then added more zest to it. I don't know. This was like the perfect game. I loved it so much. There was so much in this game that was like, it was refreshing, and being the last in the series, I can understand why. I put a lot of hours into this. I love the online to this, which I know that the Souls games can be played any way you want, but mainly I buy these games and play them just so I can play online and invade people or help people. I was one of the Sentinels, so I love helping people when they're in trouble, which made me feel better. Now, I think the problem with this game is how the DLCs were really short and didn't really offer much. Like Ariandel and the other one, I don't remember, but there's really nothing much in the DLCs for those. Bloodborne DLC was way better than this one. That's really my only gripe against this, but anything else, I love this game. Like, everything was like amazing about it, and the whole Ember and like, I don't know, they always change the way or the thing that they call to revive yourself. I think this one's like embers, and then the other ones were effigies, and then I forgot what the Demon Souls one was called, but it's still the same world, same Dark Souls, just better, just crispy. Really, really beautiful game. Alright, so I'm getting into the ho-hum titles. Alright, let's get this out of the way. Destiny, this was hyped. I had a lot of high hopes for Bungie to do something amazing, and they just flat out fell on their face. I don't know what this was going on. I don't know why Bungie did this. What the heck were they thinking? I was disappointed in this. It was just it's like a boring version of Borderlands with no humor, no good loot, no cool missions. It's just loot shitty weapons and shoot random whatevers because, I don't know, they're aliens. It was just the most forgettable single player I've ever played. I don't even know what the single player was about. I have no idea what the story is about in this game. Only thing I played was the multiplayer, which was really the only redeeming factor of this, because other than that, I didn't do any loot hunting or what do you call it, swarms or something. I didn't do any of that stuff. It was just boring. There was really nothing amazing about this game, and people were creaming their shorts over this. So if you're into this game, I mean, that's cool, I guess. And then Destiny 2 apparently wasn't really much better. I don't know what it is with these studios just making games like this, because this is not fun, and Anthem was not any better apparently, and that's not even by them. That's just the type of new games that they're really putting out there now. Alright, Far Cry 4 limited edition. I don't know what was limited about this. Little missions here and there, I guess. This is another one of those games where I completely skipped the story because it was boring and stupid, but the gameplay was fun. And of course they always have to put their Uplay thing in there, which I didn't. I made a dummy account, put their Uplay bullshit on there so I can get past that and get whatever it is that they wanted to give me, which was little missions here and there, which is cool. Now, as far as I know, the story is about like this guy in a pink suit swirling his thumbs, telling you about like this thing about something. I have no idea. that shows how much I pay attention to the stories in these games. I just know it's fun. You can hunt all these animals. You can do whatever you want in this world. It's really cool. I stopped playing it because the missions got really repetitive, which is another thing about these type of games, that they get very, very repetitive. If you don't change something about these type of games, then I just stopped playing it, because there's really nothing else to do but to hunt animals and take over bases, which is kind of fun, I guess, but it gets old. It really does. Alright. Final Fantasy 10 and 10-2, or X2, or I don't know what 12? When I first looked at this, I thought this is like Final Fantasy 12, and I was like, this is 12? I don't know. But this was a cool remastered. it loads faster, and noticeably widescreen, which didn't exist back then for the PS2, which is pretty amazing. They revamped the whole thing, and that was something unheard of that they would do. Go back to a PS2 game and actually like revamp the widescreen aspect ratio, which is pretty damn cool. Now, the problem with this game, with these two games apparently, is I still can't change the voice to Japanese, which I really, really wish that you could do, but you can't. And the voice acting in this game is it's unbearable. I can't stand it. It's embarrassing. I tried playing through it again. I just can't stand. I can't do it. It's just horrible. And then I tried playing 10-2 because I never played it before. It is the girliest thing I've ever played. It's, I don't know, you're playing dress up after a big like girly concert or something. I just like, what is going on? And I just stopped playing it after that. Then I moved on to something else. I might go back in it, but Final Fantasy X was a great, my very first Final Fantasy game. Actually, no. First Final Fantasy game was 8. Then I moved on to 10, which 10 I almost beat, but I got stuck. But I love it just for nostalgia. But then when I try to revisit it, it's like, I don't know about the voice acting. I wish I could change that. Hopefully one day they will, but I doubt it. Now I'm probably gonna get hated for this by the fans, but this is the first Final Fantasy game I ever beat. I know it's pretty sucky of me, but I thoroughly enjoyed this. It was very, very welcoming, very open world. There's a lot of open world games now, but this is my type of open world. Just go wherever you want. Nothing straightforward. Nothing like Final Fantasy 13, which was very, very linear, which I did not like. But this one really changed how Final Fantasy plays, and I love that. Now, the one thing I do wish they could have done was maybe expand some of the story towards the end, because it became very, very linear after that. And yeah, they did kind of take down that path where, you know, a certain something happens and you're like, oh, well, okay, I guess that's it. And the final boss battle just felt it felt really easy. I don't know. It was really easy compared to other Final Fantasy titles, but this was a great story. It's about friends. It's about like sticking together, you know, your bros, your broskies. This was a great title. I loved it. This is one of my favorite Final Fantasy titles out there. Alright, moving on. We're gonna have Horizon Zero Dawn. Now, here's the thing with this game. As much as I was trying to play this game, I really, really couldn't get into it. The gameplay is fine. The platforming, everything was perfect. Everything is fun, gameplay-wise, but the story just trogs along. It is so boring. I don't know what it is with this game that they decided to do some sort of like futuristic tribe with like flat characters and flat like lines, and they just drone on and on about like the old ones and the old machines and what their intentions are and who's talking about what. I don't know. There's just, the story is so flat. I can't get into this. Like, this is what really brings the game down so bad. No one really has a sense of humor in this game. Like even what's her face herself is just, she's so unlikable. There's really nothing to like about her. She's just an outcast that can talk to machines, and that's pretty much it. Like, I don't get this. People love this game. It's like one of their top 5s for PS4 titles, but this isn't top 5, not even the top 10 to me. I don't know. I've honestly played better. There's just something about these titles that come out. They're just very, very bland. Bland story, bland everything. I just really, really hope that the library starts picking up soon. Well, I mean, it is the end of the PS4 era, basically, but got another year to go. Okay. Monster Hunter World. This is another title where the story is just blah, but the gameplay is perfect. It is amazing. It is addictive. Everything about this was just top notch. I love this game so much. I put in 300 hours just hunting down all kinds of monsters, trying to build the perfect character with a heavy bowgun. I'm a heavy bowgun user, and also trying to practice with the horn, because apparently there's not a lot of support people that play online. So I'm trying to do that. Yeah, like there's everything in this game that I wanted so much in an RPG, and this is just like exactly what the title is. You hunt monsters. That's all you do. And playing with people online, especially with friends and stuff, this is like the perfect title. You want to take down a few Nergigantes or something in 2 or 3 hours to boost some stats or on some armor, then sure, do that. This is the all-out like experience for online gaming. This right here like goes hand in hand with co-op play for online. This is the perfect online game. I would say this is one of the best online games for the PS4 for a co-op party. This is perfect. Alright, moving on. This is another Guerrilla title. We already know what this one is. This is Killzone Shadowfall. I barely play this. Same thing going on here. Not interested in the story. Gameplay is perfect. I like the gameplay, the shooting, the grenades in here. They feel fantastic, but there's really nothing extraordinary about the Killzone games. There's nothing memorable about them. I mean, the Hellgas look cool, but that's it. I don't know. I just don't know. I need to get around to playing this, because this is one of the first launch titles, and I need to finish it. And like, this is nothing like a cool launch title like the PS3 had Resistance. It had what was it, Ridge Racer. They had like startup games that were more interesting than this. The startup lines for PS4 were just a bunch of shooters and a really okayish platformer like Knack. Knack sucked. This was okay. That's as much as I'll give it. Kingdom Hearts 1.5 and 2.5. None of that 0.3 sleepless nights. This one has everything. I finally got it. I'm trying to play it. I was never really a Disney fan, so I'm having trouble doing that. I'm trying to get through it. Voice acting sucks, but you know, what do you expect? Not much to say about it. Very simple RPG style game, and this is like one of the first Final Fantasy-ish titles to go freeform, like combat, not traditional. So this is an interesting title. I'm still playing the first one, not liking the gummy ship parts. Gummy ship I can do without. And I heard the second one was pretty damn good, so I'm gonna try to get to that soon. But this is something I should have played on the PS2. Completely missed it. PS3, completely missed it. Now I got a PS4. I'll get to it someday. Finish it at least. This is one of the legendary games, The Last of Us. You notice that a lot of like titles from the PS3 and PS2 are making some appearances on the PS4. It shows you how much innovation they put in the new titles, right? The Last of Us, what's not to love about The Last of Us? I guess I could talk about the online, because the online's pretty amazing. Top notch, better than Call of Duty, more strategy, more everything in there. Unfortunately, they did add in some weapons that seem like it has an unfair advantage over players who don't buy DLC, and it got to the point where it is necessary. You need to buy them, so it levels the playing field. But this one right here, this is like one of the best online games you can play right now, even on the PS4. Still rivals some of the other online games, but this one's pretty damn good. Very unique. 4-on-4 groups of rivals. Mortal Kombat X. I would say this is one of my least favorite Mortal Kombat games, because it didn't have some of my favorite characters like Cabal. Borracho. Borracho was okay, but he was DLC. I don't know, the story was okay, but this seems like this is one of the weaker titles to Mortal Kombat. That and versus DC Universe. Those were one of the stupidest ones, but this one's is cool. I mean, I didn't figure out any combos or nothing like that, but the combo system seems all over the place. Like, I couldn't really master it. It wasn't really my type of style. It really drew away from what Mortal Kombat was. You know, Mortal Kombat, ripping your opponent's face off and stuff. But this is cool. Played through it once, didn't play it again, and not really into the whole grindy towers and stuff. Alright, we got Neo. This was an attempt to make a Dark Souls game that wasn't Dark Souls. Very on point, very strategy based. You gotta have a lot of patience for this game. Unfortunately, I didn't, because some of the bosses are just stupid. I don't know what they're thinking, but some of the bosses in here were freaking stupid. I was not a fan of that. Alright, sorry about that. I got a call. Anyways, up next, it's... Oh, almost grabbed the wrong one. No Man's Sky. I saw a lot of hate for this game. A lot of brutal reviews on this. Broken promises, broken everything. No one liked what this game brought. And I wanted to give it a shot, so I bought it about a year ago. Never really played it because I heard a lot of stuff was going to be brought to it, but I heard very good things now. And some of the people that did review it before, they reviewed it and said this is like by far one of the best like terrible games that they fixed in a long time. So I'm going to try to give this a shot. Actually, probably tonight, because I need to get away from like action games right now. So this is going to be something I'm going to try to play. So I heard many good things about it now than the first time, and hopefully Hello Games does something new that's not going to disappoint people. So this is going to be something I'm going to play soon. Now we got Overwatch. I haven't played this in a while. There's probably like 2 or 3 new characters that they introduced. I don't know. I really haven't gone back to it since then, but for the time that I did play it, this is like a refreshing take on some characters with abilities and stuff that is just all out craziness. This was really fun. I liked oh man, I keep forgetting that guy's name. Guy with the robot that you can build and then you upgrade him like 3 or 4 times. That was pretty cool. And I like the little robot guy. So those were my two main guys, one for offensive and defensive routes. This is probably one of the coolest games I played, where the multiplayer and KD ratio doesn't really matter. You just have to win the game. And this kind of like sparked that whole type of gameplay where everyone just like slides around with different abilities, kind of like what Call of Duty Black Ops 3 did. Kind of copy this to other things, and other platforms are starting to do that too. But this is the one that started it all. I like this one a lot. This is like one of the more fun shooters out there. If I had to play a first-person shooter, this will be it. But right now, not really in the mood to play it. Alright, let's get this over. Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare. I bought this just because it was like $5. I was like, why not? And for the time that I did play this, it was actually a lot of fun. This is it's pretty much like kind of like a Call of Duty game, but with plants versus zombies just shooting at each other. And this was a really cool this is a cool game. I did play it a lot, and so far my favorite character or favorite thing to play as was the cactus and the little corn helicopter or green onion thing. I flew around shooting corn strikes and planting laser beans, and this whole game is a pun fest. My wife hates it so much. She does not appreciate all the puns, all the corn or vegetable related things in this game that made it ridiculous. But this is a pretty sweet game. I had a lot of fun with it, and I didn't really take it serious, but then after a while, when the one group starts taking over other bases and stuff and you're getting annihilated, it's like I guess I'll stop playing it now and go to something else. In which I got, Garden Warfare 2. This was a really huge step forward to the original, and I actually had more fun with this than the first version. Now, some of the modes in here, just like, it's pretty much the same thing, but they did expand on some modes where they made it better and more accessible. My main guys was Colonel Corn. That guy's hilarious. I love his dual wielding powers, and then Super Brains. Those are my two characters that I play the most. There's not a lot I could talk about with this one because I didn't really play it for that long, but from what I did play, it was a lot of fun. I didn't get bored. I love this one. I actually like this one more than the first. So if you're looking for a Plants vs. Zombies game and you don't know which one to start with, I think you should start with this one. It's kind of like the Modern Warfare 2 for zombies and plants, I guess. Kind of weird, right? Okay. Here's another callback. Resident Evil 4. This is like the fourth time I bought this game. I bought it on the PS3, bought it on the PS4, and then I bought it digital on the PS3. And I don't know why I did that. It's just, how many times can you keep buying this game because it's so fucking awesome. Not much to say about it. This is the Resident Evil title that brought it back to the mainstream, and it pretty much put it right back on the map again. And then 5 and 6 came out and it started drowning, but recent Resident Evil titles came back again and put it right back where it belongs. But this one restarted the franchise, and I appreciate this game a lot. This is one of the coolest games I ever bought for the PS2. I don't think I played through this one on here. Yeah, I don't know. Might have to play through it again. Alright. Tekken 7. I love Tekken games. I've never gotten bored with Tekken. Platinumed pretty much all the ones that could be platinumable, but this is one of my favorite ones. This seems like it's going to be the last Tekken game. I don't know. It doesn't sound like they're going to be making another one, which is surprising because they've always brought Tekken titles out. My second favorite Tekken game was Tekken Tag Tournament 2, which was pretty damn amazing. I love Tekken Tag Tournament, but this Tekken felt more streamlined, perfected, and focused. Tekken Tag Tournament was, you tagging your partners and put out ridiculous combos, which was pretty cool, but when they do that, it's like unstoppable. You can't stop a crazy combo like that. But this one is more fair, I guess you could say, but not as one-sided. And the whole rage meter that they kind of did was perfected, so you can either use it or you can use it for boost damage, which is pretty cool. This is the way to do it. They fixed everything Tekken 6 did and fixed it in here, Tekken 7. This is the perfect fighting game. I think one of the best fighting games out there. Yeah, prove me wrong. Fight me. Alright. Red Dead Redemption 2. Play this a lot. I have not beaten it because I played this for so long that I completely got burned out on it. Because there was so much to do in this game. I went fishing, hunting, climbing like random mountains, grooming horses, just doing so much stuff in here. There's a point to a game where it becomes so much fun, so much to do, that it just becomes overwhelming. And I'm not saying that this is a linear game, but sometimes linear can be a good thing, because the story in here is phenomenal, and every character in here is perfect. Rockstar really hit it out of the park with this, but then problems started to come out when you're on a horse and you're really dreading going anywhere. It just goes on and on and on. I couldn't even do it anymore. Some places I just don't want to go. And the bounties and all this, it's just, there's a point where a map gets like so big that it's too big. And this is kind of my problem in here. Like, if I can't fast travel, then I don't want to go anywhere. And there's only so much horse riding I can do in this game, but I'm gonna beat it soon. Hopefully. I just need to take a break because, like I said, I got burned out on this. But as far as I know, this game is perfect. It's so damn detailed. Sometimes some things were just unnecessary, like him, like, I don't know, like making some fish on a grill. You actually see him salted, press it down, and flip it over and put it in his pocket. Which, yeah, I'm sure that's what you do with fish. Alright. Now the bottom row. Batman Arkham Knight. Oh man. This is it's not a bad game, but it's not perfect either. I have one problem with this. The Batmobile parts in this game I feel like they were unnecessary, because you're shooting random like tanks with nobody in them, and that's all you do. You're just shooting tanks everywhere. Like, after a while, you do so many of those, it just gets kind of boring and out of place, and it's not parts where you really want to be more like Batman, just run around pummel opponents. I know they wanted to change that and wanted to use the Batmobile, and that's cool that you got to use it, but you used it too much in here, and that was kind of my problem. Now, another thing is the story was pretty interesting. It was one of the top stories I really liked in this. Now I would say it's nowhere near as like good as like Arkham City story wise, but they did have to bring out a random character. You know, that one character, they could not make a Batman game without him. I mean, it was impossible, and they found a way to do it. And you know what? I didn't mind. I loved it. I loved that he was back in there, because when he wasn't in there for a while, it just felt like something was missing. There's really, you cannot make a Batman game without him, and you already know who. And plus, some of the rogue gallery that he has in there is just, I feel like they didn't use enough. They really only used like 2 new villains in here, and then that was it. They kind of reused some of the old ones, so I would have liked that they used new ones in here. But other than that, this was a solid Batman title, and hopefully they make one for Superman, because he definitely needs one. Hopefully Rocksteady's working on it. Alright, Fallout 4. There's a lot I could say about Fallout 4. First of all, it was overhyped. It really was. And I could say that this is not a very good Fallout game, but if this wasn't a Fallout title, this is one of the coolest, like one of the best games out there for the PS4, which is, but for a Fallout title, it's not. Dialogue, the whole RPG element is just thrown out the window. It's just made for mainstream, and that's where the problem was with this game. It just isn't. It's not a Fallout game. It's just a story about a man who was frozen, came back to go look for his son. That's what the story is about. There was nothing else to it. Honestly, the story for Fallout 3 was better than this one, and that's kind of unfortunate. But this open world for this type of wasteland, it was great. There was so much to see in here. There's a lot of weapons. There's like bases you can make, even though that was kind of pointless. But this was a really solid title. This is like one of my favorite games I played for hours and hours till I pretty much got bored, and I don't think I finished the story in this either. This is one of those times where the story just sucks, but the gameplay rocks. So yeah, yet again, another one that I didn't finish because the story did not engage me. I think I saw everything there is to see in this one anyways. Alright. Oh, I almost got this one mixed up actually. Hold on a sec. Alright, I need to do this in order, so bear with me here. Alright. So, the Uncharted collection. Nathan Drake. The Nathan Drake collection. Yeah, Uncharted. So this one, on the PS4, you get Drake's Fortune, Among Thieves, Drake's Deception. Here's what I can tell you about this. Drake's Fortune is by far the true remaster version of an Uncharted title. That was one of the best versions that you can play of Uncharted, which is very much recommended. Do not play the PS3 version. It just sucks. Don't do that. Play this one on the PS4. That's the only one you need to play. Among Thieves and Drake's Deception, they didn't change too much. It's the same. So they're already perfect titles, so there's not much you can do. And as you can see, yeah, that's Nolan North's signature. We saw him at Comic-Con and he signed it for us. Oh man, special. This is a special copy of this. It kind of looks like a scribble. Yeah, I guess that's how he writes his signature. He just scribbles there. Yeah, this is if you need to play the Uncharted game, buy this. This is totally recommended. You can get it for like $20, $10 right now on Amazon. Recommend it. You need to play through the first 3 at least. You have no reason not to play the first one because they fix so many problems with this one. Alright, so now Uncharted 4, A Thief's End. This is a hard case, silver case. I like this one a lot. It's really cool. This is probably one of my favorite cases on here. I mean, this is the only one. We usually don't get like special editions of anything because pre-ordering games is a stupid idea, but we couldn't go wrong with Uncharted 4 because it's Naughty Dog, and Naughty Dog doesn't seem to do anything wrong. My only complaint against this is the side, which very, very tiny writing. It says Uncharted 4, but if you put it like sideways between other titles, yeah, you can't really read it. But we know it's Uncharted 4 because it's the only one that's like this. But what's not to like about this game? Beautiful. Everything was beautiful. Story was beautiful. Nathan Drake is just one beautiful man. This is by far one of the best Uncharted games to come out ever. And I think this is the only one. Yeah, this is the only one that doesn't have like some sort of weird supernatural thing about the treasure. So that was a refreshing take on it, surprisingly. But yeah, you need to play the first 3 and then play 4. This is the only way to do it. And then Uncharted Lost Legacy with Chloe and Nadine. This was originally supposed to be a DLC, but I guess they realized how big this game was, so they just gave him their own game, which is pretty cool with me. It pretty much plays like Uncharted 4, just with Chloe and a nice field of view, if you know what I mean. But this is a solid entry. I mean, I didn't think you could make a proper Uncharted game without Nathan Drake, but they held their own. This is a pretty solid entry to the series. Now, if they decide to give him their own game, I don't know if it'll hold up as well, but this is a welcome entry. So if you are hesitant to play this one, just play it. It's pretty much like 4. It's perfect. Plays like 4, looks like 4. Might as well be 4. Alright, next up, I want to show you one of the best first-person shooters ever. The funnest, craziest first-person shooter I played on the PS4. No other first-person shooter has got me hooked as much as this. This is how you make a first-person shooter. Wolfenstein The New Order. This is how you make it. This is what makes first-person shooters fun. If you have not played Wolfenstein and don't know which one to start with this, because this is all out fucking awesome. So this is about Stogowitz, or what's his name? Blazkowicz, I guess that's his name. This guy goes through and mows down so many different types of zombies. It's just freaking outrageous, but it doesn't matter. You're just mowing down zombies with crazy weapons, and that's what makes it awesome. This is one of the best, craziest, funnest games I played on the PS4, and I loved every minute of it. Totally worth it. Alright. Grand Theft Auto 5. I already have it on the PS3. Bought it on 4 just because, I don't know. I guess I heard it was way better than the original on PS3. And you know what? They were right. It was actually better than the one on the PS3. Played through it. I'm like a quarter of the way through, but this was honestly, if Rockstar would have waited like 3 or 4 more years, this is it would have made sense to put or GTA 5 on the PS4, because this is pretty much how GTA 5 was supposed to be seen and played, and that's how you were supposed to experience it. Because on the PS3 there was noticeable like drag to it. There was really I don't know, it's like they could have done more to it, and this is what they did. They just put it all the way up to 100, so everything looks better, loads better. There's a lot more cars, a lot more detail to this, but overall the story is pretty much the same. They haven't really changed anything about that. But if you were to play GTA 5, play this one. This is a good version of it. Alright. God of War. Now, my only literal complaint about this game, they should have called it something else. God of War Ragnarok, God of War Iron, God of War Viking something, I don't know. Call it something else. But that's literally the only wrong thing with this. There's nothing wrong with this title. Story-wise, this is like one of the best single-player experiences I played on the PS4. There's nothing else. I don't think there's anything that really blew me away as much as this game did. Play through it and just utterly decimated everything in my path. I loved everything about it. I was honestly afraid of the gameplay for Kratos, because I was so like worried how you were gonna play Kratos without the Blades of Chaos, and you know what? They did it. They actually freaking did it without his blades. I mean, of course they did. They weren't gonna leave him out forever, you know. But his axe, the moment you throw that axe and then recall it and it lands right back in his palm, was like the most satisfying feeling ever. I don't know, I absolutely like love that. I got all giddy inside, like, oh man, this is gonna be a fucking ride. But this is one of I gotta say, this is one of the best God of War games ever. Second to God of War 2. God of War 2 was like my favorite God of War of all time, but I think this knocks it out of the park. This pretty much takes over anything I've ever loved about God of War. I think about the ending to this was not something I liked, but it makes sense, because they're not gonna wrap up everything in one title. So I'm looking forward to what they're gonna do with the next one, and hopefully not call it God of War 2, because there's only one God of War 2, baby. Alright. Oh my god, my legs have fallen asleep. I shouldn't be on the floor. Alright. Infamous Second Son. Not much I could say about this game. Again, one of those early launch titles where they try to make you use the gaming keypad on the PS4, which is pointless and useless. No one uses that thing. But I honestly prefer to play as Cole than this guy. He tried to be cool and hip and stuff, but it didn't work. I don't know. I just miss Cole. This guy's powers are pretty cool, but there's really nothing I wanted to play more than electricity instead of like smoke and stuff. But he does get better. He just, I don't know. There's nothing about this guy's abilities with how Cole is from the first 2 games. I guess I got too attached with the first character, and then having to play a brand new guy, it just didn't sit well with me, and I could see why they didn't bother making another Infamous game. But I guess we'll see one day. This is an okay title, but I don't know if I'd recommend it, for fans at least. Okay. Ratchet and Clank. That's it. Just Ratchet and Clank. I guess it was a soft reboot. I haven't played this one. I guess the wife kind of liked it. She's not sure. But Ratchet and Clank, I would have thought they gave it a cooler name than that, like Ratchet and Clank, smack your face up or something crazy. But yeah, I guess this is a small reboot to the franchise, and they made a movie about it. We went and watched it, but it wasn't very good. I don't know. My wife seemed to like it, but yeah, I guess they kind of failed. Hopefully they make more. Maybe I guess to say that one of the best Ratchet and Clank games to ever come out was probably Tools of Destruction, Future Tools of Destruction. That was a badass Ratchet and Clank title. This was just, I don't know what they were trying to do with this. Skyrim. Yet another game that was on the past consoles, but we bought it again because the wife wanted to play this, and it's the definitive edition or special edition. Not sure what's so special about this, but yeah, Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim. I have yet to play this. I haven't played it, but I've seen the intro so many damn times. I don't know if I want to play it. I haven't even played it yet. It's crazy. Yeah, I need to get to this one. Not much I could say about it. Dragon Age Inquisition. This is another title my wife bought. I have not heard much about this. I heard it was great. I need to get to it, and the second one. But as far as RPG elements go, I heard it was fantastic. There was really nothing wrong with this one, and it's by BioWare. Surely BioWare can't go wrong, right? BioWare is perfect. But I don't know. I guess I need to get to it. Get to starting another game like this. Why is my camera getting out of focus? Alright. We're almost towards the end. Oh shit. Where is... Let's see. Alright. Okay. So... We got... Middle-earth Shadow of War Gold Edition. This is the second one, I believe. We actually have the first one, but I'm showing you the second one right now. Wife bought this as well. She's a huge Lord of the Rings fan, and so far this guy is pretty badass. A half phantom thing and a half human. Never seen that before, but this is a pretty cool cover. I like this a lot. It's kind of like what they would have done for Game of Thrones or something. But I heard this is a pretty badass game. They don't have too many complaints about it. I wouldn't know. I didn't really look into it. But we're gonna get into the digital stuff soon. After this, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Well, I watched my wife play the shit out of this game, and let me tell you, Gwent is a hell of a game. Gwent the game that includes The Witcher Wild Hunt. But Gwent, man, that is a hell of a card game. But the game that comes with this is The Witcher Wild Hunt. I guess it's got like a story mode or something. You're looking for a daughter and you're a Witcher. But Gwent, man, I was seeing so much Gwent in this game that I forgot that she was playing as Geralt, and you're supposed to be looking for someone. But let's play some Gwent, and after that, let's go look for a frying pan or something. This, I would say, this is like one of the most interesting and funniest games I've ever seen, and this is like a surprise hit for the wife. And for a game company like this, CD Projekt Red, I fully support them, and I think their next title is going to be unrivaled, and I know they're going to come out with gold. So I am definitely looking forward to their next game, especially Gwent the game. Okay, so I'm gonna be a total schmuck and point my camera straight at the screen because I don't feel like getting a capture card for this. So this is what me and my wife have been playing recently. Overcooked. This is free on the PlayStation right now, but if you're looking for a game with some co-op madness and screaming at each other for buns and clean plates, play Overcooked, because this was a lot of fun. The first time we played this was like 2 hours, and I had to go to bed already because we were making some stupid cheeseburgers or something crazy. But overall, this is like one of the best free games I ever gotten on the PlayStation. Oh my god, excuse me. Alright. Resident Evil, that's another free game I got. Actually, no, I bought this, but this is the remastered edition. I played Resident Evil the original, and as far as I know, they did everything step by step. Corridors, fixed camera angles, tank controls, all the shebang. It's perfect, so I'll play this one just because it has all that nonsense, which I'm looking forward to. And since I played Resident Evil 2, of course I'm gonna go back to the original because I want to experience it all over again. Borderlands. Okay. Borderlands The Handsome Collection. They didn't include the first one, ironically. First one we haven't bought yet, but we're gonna buy it anyways because I don't like the pre-sequel. We only bought this for Borderlands 2 with all the DLC and everything. But this was about $15 on sale. But yeah, this is like one of those games where we had to buy it again just for the hell of it, because the looting and shooting in these games are absolutely perfect. They're so much fun to do. Dark Souls 2. I have the first Dark Souls, 2 as digital, and then 3 physical. But Dark Souls 2 is a weird entry to the Souls series. Not sure what they were trying to do, but apparently it was from some other studio. As far as I know, I liked it. This is it was completely different from the first Dark Souls, but I apparently didn't realize that the many souls that you gain is your actual level, not your actual level that you put into your character. Say you collected 500,000 souls overall in your experience, then you're going to be matching up with people who are at 500,000 souls spent. Now imagine that. That would suck. But there's not a lot of boss battles in this game, which I remember. I think the only one that I do remember is the Mirror Knight, which was pretty fucking badass. Other than that, I can't really remember much from this game, other than getting invaded a lot. I'll admit I do play Fortnite, and I do love playing it with my friends. There's nothing wrong with Fortnite. It's just what's popular, and it's fun. And there's nothing wrong with that. Fun games are just meant to do that. They're fun. Not a fan of the microtransactions or the seasonal passes, but you can play through them to buy them, and I try doing that. I try not to play and buy too much shit from this game, but you know, can't really avoid it sometimes. Burnout Paradise, haven't played this one yet. I kind of need to play it. It was on the PS3, then never got it. I guess I should have done that. But as far as I know, Burnout was still Burnout. You crash and look and ooh and ah at the particles and fantastic metal crunching noises of your mistakes, which I guess I bought it for. Not sure how this one plays. I don't know how I missed it. Alienation. I think this is by What's Their Face Studios, House Marquee. They made a game called Dead Nation, but this is called Alienation. It's pretty much like Dead Nation, just with aliens. I haven't played it yet, but I love Dead Nation, so I'm gonna give this one a try. Apex Legends. This is free. Not sure what it's about, but it's popular right now, and it's taking over apparently. So I'll give this one a shot. Phantom Pain, Metal Gear Solid 5. Oh man, Konami, what have you done? Hideo Kojima was like I don't know what is wrong with them for mistreating Hideo Kojima so much. Yeah, he worked on this game for so long, and then just kicking him off and throwing him out like he was a piece of trash. I cannot believe how they mistreated him this much. But you know what? This is like this was his last hurrah, and this was a great game. I mean, I didn't like it. I still don't like it as much as Metal Gear Solid 3. Metal Gear Solid 3 is near and dear to my heart. It's one of the best Metal Gear Solid games, but this one kind of takes the cake for bringing a big boss back and giving a full, like, the whole runaround on who he really is and what he can do. And I don't mind that. He was a great game, or he's a great character. It's like, there's no one else, no one perfect. No one is perfect, he is. But as much as I love this game, there's little problems I have with it. There's too much shit to do in here. And when you have too much shit to do in a big open space like these type of games, then you kind of lose track of what you want to do first. I get overwhelmed easily, so open world games like this just kind of like throw me off in a loop. So I try to play through the story instead and just kind of ignore everything, which it held my attention. Did I understand it? Not really. But that's a Hideo Kojima game. Sims 4, well, what can you say? It's a Sims game. I mean, you just control what they do and tell them what to do. I played this for like an hour and just kind of got bored. I don't know. My wife seems to like it, but it's not really my type of thing. Fallout Shelter. I kind of had to look at it for a second because the screen for this guy kind of looks like Fallout 4. I don't know. They could have used something else. Fallout Shelter I played on the phone. Loved it. I got addicted to it for a while. Made like a giant vault till it hit the bottom, and I had like 300 settlers in there. So I was like, hey, it's on the PS4. Let's try it out. I do not recommend it. It's yeah, don't do it. It's not it's really not made for consoles. It's just pretty terrible. I don't even know why I have it on here. Gang Beast. If you want to have an all-out stupid brawl with a bunch of your buddies and get together, get drunk, and then play this, and then throw each other out of the ring with ragdoll type physics, this game will hurt your sides. This will absolutely give you a headache of a good time. This is one of the craziest, stupidest games you could play, and it's fantastic. I love this game. This is a great party game. You need to play it. It's utter ridiculousness. I don't think the last time I played it, I couldn't even control my character anymore, just because I was just rolling around like laughing. But I totally recommend this for a party game if you have 4 controllers and just want to beat the crap out of each other awkwardly. Hotline Miami. Damn. If they had made a game like this in the early 90s, late 80s, this was pretty controversial. It's pretty damn bloody, but so addictive. It's sort of like if they made a John Wick game overhead, then that's pretty much what this looks like. Of course, you can only live once and be perfect on the first fly, but everything about this was pretty fantastic. The overhead, like shooting and arcade style, like shoot 'em ups. I don't know. It's kind of like, it's nothing like I've ever really played, unless I never really played any games that was like this. The soundtrack's pretty damn good. I loved it. Wolfenstein The Old Blood. I actually haven't played this. I don't know if this was a standalone game or DLC. I'd say standalone, but you know, I love Wolfenstein the first one, and I know this one's gonna be fucking badass. Amplitude. So let me tell you, Amplitude on the PS2 was utterly amazing. All the songs were pretty cool. This one kind of takes it to a new direction where it was more remixed, retro wave type style. I'm really not sure. I didn't like a lot of the songs on here, and they all just sound kind of the same. That techno-y wave type music. It was weird. If they would have brought back some of the old classics, then I would have been happy with that. But this is a solid entry to Amplitude. It just doesn't feel like Amplitude anymore. I mean, it still plays like Amplitude, but not with the same soundtrack, I guess. It's still a good game, but I do miss the old version. Claire, haven't beat it. I saw cool things about it. I never read a review about it, but it looked interesting, and I like side-scroller type games. And this looked kind of like right up my alley. It kind of reminded me of Silent Hill 3. This game, damn. If you want to settle a debt or an argument, play this. Because this is freaking outrageous. Don't play the second one. The second one's kind of stupid. This is just like the down and dirty, stabby, chasing type of gameplay, which is pretty freaking fun. Injustice, Gods Among Us. I bought the Ultimate Edition just because I wanted literally everything, and I didn't buy all the DLCs on the PS3 version. Thank God I didn't. I just wanted all the skins and stuff, and after I played through it, got all the skins, looked in it, I was like, cool, and just kind of left it there. I don't really have that many friends to play this, so, well, I'm the only DC fan. Twisted Metal Black. This was $2 in the PlayStation Store at some point. I absolutely love this game on the PS2, and I was surprised to see this in the store. I was like, holy shit, I'm gonna buy this. Still love it, and it actually plays a lot better and looks a lot better. That was kind of surprising. They did a lot of revamping to the whole screen. I don't know if that makes sense, but they kind of made the widescreen and fixed some things, which is perfect. Loads like fucking hell. It loads really fast in the blink of an eye, which you don't have time to read what they were saying in between load times. Okay, so War of the Monsters is very much like my dream game, where you fight all these different types of monsters with King Kong, Godzilla, Voltron, a bunch of different type of movie monsters. This game right here is it's pretty much like Smash Brothers, but with monsters, movie monsters. And I love this game. When I was playing with my sisters fucking love this game. And here's the thing about this: if you buy this game and play this game, the game will read the save file and actually unlock a Sweet Tooth skin for one of the monsters. This happened on the PS2. It actually picked it up on the memory card and actually unlocked that skin, which is pretty amazing. Trine, if you're really into puzzle games, like 2 or 3 players, yeah, Trine is a pretty cool game. You can play it on your own, but I wouldn't recommend it. This is more of a multiplayer type of game. Trine 2 and 3 are pretty much the same thing. Unravel. I didn't like this game that much. I don't know. I guess it's me, but it didn't really capture me. I don't know what the hell's wrong with me. Maybe I didn't play it right, or maybe I was too drunk or something. The gameplay looked it looked pretty much like Little Big Planet to me. I don't know, but I need to give it another shot. I mean, I really want to like it. It didn't hold me in long enough to want to keep playing it, unfortunately. Okay, Rocket League. I played a lot of Rocket League, and I can't tell you how many times I try to make trick goals and absolutely whiff the ball. Just utter rage and throw my controller. Well, I didn't throw my controller. Damn things are almost $60, but you know what I mean. The Rocket League is completely different from the first game that they made, but this is like an addicting like car soccer game, which is pretty freaking badass. I tried playing in the Pro League mode, but damn, those guys really know how to play. But this is a really fun multiplayer game to play with your friends online. Super Meat Boy. I can finally play this on the PS4. I bought it like last year. Played through some of the levels until it got too hard and I couldn't play it anymore. But this is a really solid title. I love this game. Surgeon Simulator. I don't know why I play this. I kind of hate myself. I get frustrated with like awkward gameplay. So this is a stupid concept for this game where like your hand's like completely backwards and you're trying to like maneuver it with your controller. This is especially when you're trying to play this on VR. You're using the VR sticks and it's so awkward. It's almost like you're on drugs trying to operate on some guy. I don't know. It's pretty hilarious. You know what? I haven't played through this. This game has been praised and loved by everybody, and this is yet another game I haven't gotten around to. But I heard the journey is literally what it is. A very straightforward type of silent film. Like, it's like a beautiful experience apparently. And apparently it doesn't have multiplayer, and you didn't even realize. You talk with these signs or something. But yeah, I need to play this too. Burrow Force. Me and the wife played through this a little bit, and you know what? This is a pretty cool game. I guess you play with different movie stars from the 80s and stuff, like these beefed up dudes with bro names in their title. Like there's Broinator, there's Bro Brambo, or whatever the fuck his name is. This is like one of the most ridiculous games out there that you can play with like movie stars and like this testosterone filled like side scroller. You just blow shit up and machine gun everything in your path. It's kind of like Contra, but on steroids and beef sandwiches. Guns up. This is a guilty pleasure of mine. You make a base, people come by to attack your base, and they only have so many soldiers and so much money to go through your base, and if they don't do it, they fail. That's literally all you do, is make a badass base that's impenetrable. I don't know why I play this. I play this way too much than I should have, and I kind of regret it. And I bought some DLC for it. Don't know why. Well, I guess that's it for the digital stuff. I do have more on the other PlayStation system, but we'll leave it at that. Well, thanks for sitting through this, guys. That's pretty much all I got. Until next time.